Welcome, everyone, to this episode of A Taste of the Food Life. I am Sergio Barrera, and joining me is Susan Chisholm. Susan, welcome. I'm excited
Hello.
about this episode we're about to do.
I am extremely excited. I'm just thrilled.
Yeah, absolutely. A few weeks ago, those of you who watched the show know that I did a tasting video with Renee's Twisted Chocolates. Jen joined me for that show, and we had an opportunity to taste some amazing chocolate products. But Susan, before we welcome our guest today, it's actually you who found our guest today.
Yeah. So we were at the Huebner Oaks Farmers Market. Correct me if I'm saying that wrong, because I'm not from San Antonio. So we were walking around, and you went to go talk to somebody, and I was just like immediately drawn to the gentleman that we're going to be speaking with today, Mr. Sidney. And I was just like, I need to go talk to him. There was just some kind of like magnetic vibe. I was like, I need to go talk to him, and everything, like, I just loved everything, his description about his products and just his energy in general. And I was like, we have to talk to him. We have to have him on the show because he's amazing. So yes. Yeah.
Absolutely. Not just an amazing person, but some amazing products. And we'll revisit some of the clips from that previous episode. But before we do that, let's go ahead and bring on our guest today. This is Sidney Hill of Renee's Twisted Chocolates. Hey. Sidney, welcome to A Taste of the Food Life. I have been looking forward to this conversation quite a while.
I'd like to say thank you for having me. It's always fun whenever I'm talking with y'all. No lie.
Yeah, absolutely. We have had an opportunity to, kind of talk back and forth on email as we got forward or looked forward to this event here on the show. And right from the start, Sidney, I got to tell you, it's your energy that really kind of speaks to us. And I'm excited to have folks get a chance to meet you. And the privilege of having you on the show, I appreciate it.
All right, thank you. I love dancing. It's so much fun.
I feel like we should do some music in the background. So.
Hey, what's up? Yeah. Oh,
that's awesome.
But I appreciate for having me on the show.
Yeah. So, I had a chance to peruse your website, twistedchocolates.com, and there is a lot of heart that goes into Renee's Twisted Chocolates. And I wanted to just start by having you tell us, how did this journey begin? Tell us a little bit about, how it started, how it's gone, and just an overall sense of who you are.
All right. So how the journey began is very interesting. So I had a clothing company called Higher Royalty Clothing. It was my first business that I ever did. So that's whenever I was dipping my toes in the water for business. And I had to close it down after 1 year. So I was like, okay, what am I going to do with my time? Was on YouTube listening to music videos. I was like, I'm pretty sad, if you could say. I just closed down my baby. And I was on YouTube listening to music videos. And then I looked at a recommended video. It was like Bean to Bar. So I was like, that's a coincidence. Why did this randomly pop up with music? So I was like, I'm a very outgoing guy. So I'll just go check it out and see what happens. Watched the video. It was like 15 minutes long. And ever since then, I was taken away. I was just like, whoa, this is something completely different. It combined like my favorite subjects up in school, which was math and science, into one thing. And I was like, okay, I really got to see what happens here. Yep. So spent 5 months after that video just researching. Then I finally came to like a conclusion and an understanding of what I was doing as a base to start off.
Got it.
Then from that moment, honestly, it took about another 7 months of just failure after failure of different bars, having to throw away samples. I still got a big stack, like yay big, of samples that I just messed up on at the beginning.
Wow.
And then it just was persistence. I networked with some other chocolate makers that do the same kind of style that I do up in Canada. I reached out to her to ask her, like, I was having a problem, reached out to her. She helped me out with the problem. And honestly, from there, I tell her to this day, I really do appreciate what you did for us. Well, for me, honestly, it was like I didn't know what I was doing to get past that hump. And she just said, yeah, I'm willing to help. Nice. So that got me past that little, how can I say, like, speed bump that I was facing. And once I got over that speed bump, I was like, I now have something to bring to everybody. And I just started handing out samples, and look where I'm at. I'm here now.
Yeah, gotcha. What goes into deciding, what type of chocolates? Because they're very distinct in terms of the style and so forth. Talk a little bit about that. How would you describe your products and what makes them unique?
So one thing, like whenever we're speaking citing, I want to say I'm thinking that you're meaning on the lines of like picking my beans, right?
Yep.
Okay. So is this something about me? I'm a mad respect. Well, I show mad respect to foreign countries and exactly what they have to bring to this world. Because I'm a big, let's just say I've been cooking for over 20 years. So I have so much love to Asia, Italy. Ooh, yes. There's so many other places. But I've always had this, kind of thought process. Like, I wonder what do they have overseas? Like, what is the interest? And then I stumbled across chocolate. And then I started learning more. And through my process, I started learning that there's over like 37 different plantations where beans are grown at in different regions. So I'm just like, okay, I'm so interested at this point. So seeing the fact that I was able to bring foreign things that people don't really notice or know about to San Antonio, honestly, that really stargazed me. Gotcha. So that's whenever I was like, okay, this is the direction that I really want to head with the chocolates. Something that's unique, different than everyone else, and something that I could just show natural flavor and just show mad respect to the countries that they're from.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's amazing your variety, and that was one of the things that struck me with the 3 bars that I ended up with on the day that we met. And we did, as I said, a tasting video of your products. And for those who didn't watch, what I'd like to do, Sidney, is play a few minutes of that show just to kind of show folks how it went. And then when we come back, we'll talk more about Renee's Twisted Chocolates, okay?
That sounds cool.
All right, let's take a look at the previous tasting episode of Renee's Twisted Chocolates. Renee's Twisted Chocolate. Renee's Twisted Chocolate is run by a gentleman by the name of Sidney Hill. And I got a chance to talk to Sidney when we got these bars. Mm-hmm. And first of all, I got to tell you, Sidney he's got this energy that is second to none. He's very passionate. And on his website for Renee's Twisted Chocolates, he talks about that this has become his, it began as a hobby, but it has become his passion, producing high quality chocolates. Renee's Twisted Chocolates is named after his mother, Renee. And he talks about on his website how she inspires him to make this company not just about chocolate, but about things like love, unity, and family. And so, I mean, I love the guy already. Yeah. And so, I've been doing a lot of talking. I think you want to do some tasting.
Yes, please.
Tell me what this one says.
This one says 50% Ivory Coast milk chocolate. What do these things say?
The small words say, got my glasses.
Sorry, I'm old.
That's okay, me too. Love, peace, unity, forgiveness, and family. The things that Sidney talked about.
Oh, I thought they were maybe like ingredients or something. I mean, they are.
They are.
But I thought they were physical,
right?
Other than cocoa ingredients.
Those are ingredients for the soul. The ingredients for the chocolate are on the back. All right, so we're going to start with the milk chocolate because that's a common flavor that we're probably familiar with, right? Mm-hmm. So look.
Oh, it's beautiful. The bar is beautiful. I should have shown it first.
It really,
but
really
I don't
is.
want to. I didn't want to touch it too much because I don't want to melt it.
Look at that. Oh my goodness.
MC Escher would be so proud.
Man, we're gonna have to talk about me watching the process. But I'm gonna watch this going in my mouth. So clink. Oh man. In a world where milk chocolate takes so many forms that are common, that is unlike any milk chocolate I've ever tasted.
Yeah,
it's milk chocolate. It's the familiar flavor, but there's a richness,
deepness.
Yeah, there's a depth to it. That's amazing. That makes me happy. All right, same pattern, but that's okay.
It's still beautiful. Now, what you can't, I don't know if you can see on the video, it's almost like little pyramids. But then at such an angle, it looks like one of those MC Eschers.
It really does. It's beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
Beautiful to look at.
The chocolate bar is a work of art.
So we're going to take a small piece because we don't want to go crazy. I'll give you the larger piece.
I was going to say, he's going to be a convert right now. Watch.
Semi-sweet.
Oh, well, semi-sweet. I meant the dark chocolate, but we'll get there.
Dark. That's the big catch.
Oh, that's good.
So this would be akin to, I mean, no way comparing, but when you buy the chocolate chips to make chocolate chip cookies, the semi-sweet chocolate chips that sometimes you won't even eat them because they're too bitter.
Right. There's a little, I don't know how to describe it, but there is a little hint of bitterness, but it isn't, it makes it better.
It's a tang.
Yeah. And it's not, because I've had semi-sweet chocolate, and it's almost always put me off. This, and it's funny because it's moments like this where I, if people are watching, I would hate for them to go, well, yeah, what's he going to say? But you know me well. You know that my reaction to chocolate is either yay or nay, and this is a big yay. The dark chocolate, again, very beautiful.
Why does the semi-sweet look darker than the dark?
I don't know.
Okay, well, when you talk to
Sidney, we will find out. All I care about is how it's going to taste.
You've taken the bigger piece here. Do you know that?
I have to dive off the deep end.
I love dark chocolate.
Ooh. Yeah. Wow. That's really good. Again, 3 distinctly different
Oh, yeah.
chocolate types, obviously, but chocolate flavors. Ooh, man. That one sort of comes back and taps you on the shoulder and reminds you it's there. This would go with something spicy. Like make a chocolate spicy.
Like a mole?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh man, that's good. I'm ashamed that I've not had dark chocolate this good before now, but now we can have it whenever we want because Renee's Twisted Chocolates is around. So, Sidney, thank you.
A pleasure.
Oh man, we had a lot of fun. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I loved it. Whenever I actually heard that last part about the chocolate mole, I looked it up and then I watched the video again and I said, oh, definitely, I got you.
Yeah. It's one of those things where as I tasted each of the chocolates, the person in me who loves to cook had that reaction of like, ooh, I could do this with it or I could do that with it. And Jen was the same way. And so that's what I think is exciting about your products is it has so many different uses potentially.
Yes. And that's the one thing. I want it to be versatile. I strive to create different flavor profiles with the different types of chocolates because I want it to be like, you don't want to use that same chocolate to do like brownies and then let's say pancakes. No, you're going to probably want something sweet, nice and relaxing like Bolivia for your pancakes. Or you're probably going to want like a nice dark chocolate for the other item for your cupcake or whatever. It's like every single one is unique and different. Oh, I gotta love it. Oh, my bad.
No, that's good.
I remember actually on the day that we met, I asked you which one was your favorite, and you went, "Wait." Or I asked for a recommendation, and you were like, "Wait, well, what do you like?" And I was like, I have no idea what I'm looking at here. And you went into this awesome description about how each one is different and how, like, not only that they're different, but how they were different. So I thought that was really fantastic. And just letting everybody know there's a great variety. And so far, all the ones that I've had, the 3 that we tasted before are just amazing. So,
well, thank you. But yes, because I'm all about education. I feel that as I've been learning more about chocolate, that there's a difference between the store-bought chocolates and chocolates that you can find overseas. Store-bought by in America and then overseas. And I love talking with a lot of people that are overseas or from overseas. And I ask them what type of chocolate do they find over there. And they're informing me about the different types. But I always find like a consistent pattern. You'll find like Switzerland, Belgium, and those would be like the primary 2. No disrespect to Switzerland and Belgium. I love y'all. I do want to come out there, you know what I'm saying? But, I feel that I wanted to branch off and be unique and different. I wanted to show that there's different variations. And honestly, that's why I'm just all about education. Because if I was out, like if I was clueless on it myself, I don't know who else out there is looking for the information as well. And if you come to me, I'll provide it to you.
Gotcha. I want to circle back to the question that Jen had in the video, because if I don't, she'll let me have it. There was a question about the difference in color between the dark chocolate and the semi-sweet, with the semi-sweet being actually a little darker. Is there anything to that?
So there could be a multitude of different things that can contribute to that. Through the fermentation, that could be one, the colorization on the fermentation, the roasting, well, not roasting, but drying aspect that they do before we receive the beans. So in those two areas, you can get like a over dry, under dry, and it can change the tone of the actual bean itself. Other factors can be the minerals at which the tree is taking in, the way that it is, the elevation. So there's different things that can change the colors. But overall, those also play a part mostly into the flavor aspect as well. But the colors, they come in all different shades. If I had to be honest, like the Katongo is the one that y'all had, the one that was very how can I say it, kind of like a mocha or caramel kind of color.
Yep.
That one, people get surprised whenever I say that that's just the bean itself. I roast all my beans, so it provides a different color and also a different flavor. So it's just so many different factors.
Gotcha. And you know, Sidney, I'm struck by the level of knowledge that you have. Obviously, it's part passion, but it's also a lot of hard work. How long have you been at this? And did you have previous knowledge in terms of, you know, chocolate or you know, its source and so forth?
So to answer the last question, zero knowledge.
Okay.
The first one, I have been at it since March 2nd of 2019. So I'm sitting at about 2 years.
Wow.
But the one thing about me is whenever I jump into something, I don't jump into it half-butt. I don't know if I can say the actual word that I want to. But half-ass. I don't just jump into it half-ass. I'm like, you know, if I'm going to allocate time to this, I might as well jump all in, because at the same time, I am also a cook. So for me, I want to have restaurants in the future. And if I can control the aspect of my desserts by having my own chocolate company, I was like, you know what? What's the harm of me jumping straight into this? So I'm all in.
I love it. And that is definitely, it shows in your product. I mean, the taste, the flavor. I often use the phrase food is love, and there is definitely love that goes into your products, and it's very evident. I want to ask you about the artwork on the labels, because there's a lot of depth behind that. Talk a little bit about your logo and what it's all about.
So I would love to say shout out to my homegirl Queen Kima, who assisted me with replicating that artwork. It was actually a photo that was passed down from my family that's of my mother, and it's with me. So I sent over like a photo of it to her, and she was able to create what y'all see today. So shout out to you. I love you. I'm a big art fan. If I had to say, I've always been interested in art. I'm an abstract artist. I wish that I had actually some of my artwork, but actually, if I could find it. But I've always been curious about art and interested in art. So to me, I wanted to do something very artistic as far as the label. Good thing that my homegirl Kimo is artistic. So I sent it over to her, chatted with her. She was willing to do it. She took on the challenge. She gave me something beautiful. And me and her kind of in cahoots, I won't lie. She was like, so we're going to put eyes on this, right? I was like, no. I was like, I don't know about y'all, but I'm not a big fan of like looking at photos and they're like just staring at me.
Oh, gotcha.
So I'm like, if I had a banner behind me that's looking dead into your soul, I'm like, I would feel creeped out myself.
Yeah.
So we took away the eyes, and I was like, I wanted it to be an artistic piece to people, because we all have that loved one, that grandmother, that mother that passed away, young or older, in our lives. And I just wanted you to be able to put whoever that loved one is onto the face of that image and, you know, cascade it in whichever way that you see fit from there.
I love it.
Okay. So I actually wanted to ask, why Twisted Chocolates? How did that come about?
So, oh God, Mama, I love you. You're gonna hate me for this. So I talked to my grandmother and I talked to a lot of my family members about who my mother is. And the biggest thing that people were telling me is that she will love you. You know, every mother loves their child. she will smack the hell out of you. You know, you got to have that discipline. And there's a point whenever she does both of those. So to me, it honestly was like twisted. My mother's a very twisted woman. You know, that's pretty crazy. So twisted really stuck at that point. At first, I didn't even have my mother in the name at first. But whenever I realized how twisted actually played that part into it, I was like, I got to throw my mother into it. I see how I can bring my mother's memory back to life at this point. Nice. So that's what jump-started. But before that, my main mindset was I wanted to do something that's different than majority of other businesses that deal with chocolates. So I started looking over. Nobody better steal this idea, but I'm just going to give a little hint at it. So I started thinking about, I wanted to do something that was more healthy. So I look over and I don't really see anything that involves like fruit filled as far as like mango in between, like in the middle of a bar or something. You'll see it in bonbons and truffles, but you wouldn't see a different spin on it throughout bars. So I was like, you know what? I wanted to twist people's perceptions of how they can take different variations of chocolate. So me, myself, I'm always pushing limits and pushing boundaries. Yeah. Whenever it's with my cooking, I made like kiwi peanut butter tortilla. Yeah.
Sounds fantastic.
Wow. I love it. Yeah. Honestly, it was good. I'm not going to lie.
Be right back.
That makes sense. And then I also pushed the boundaries again with making a peanut butter and jelly hot dog. Very interesting combo, but I'm not going to lie. I put on some people with that one. Very interesting. So I'm always looking at pushing boundaries and pushing limits. So I was like, what if I was to take that concept of utilizing, fruits and integrating it into my chocolates in ways that is more healthier and taking away a lot of preservatives and a lot of like the sweeter notes and just utilizing the actual sweetness of the fruits and doing something different. And that's the other aspect of the twisted that I get into.
I love it. Yeah. You've obviously put a lot of thought into all that you do, Sidney. And I tell you, Susan, as I listen to Sidney talk, I get inspired. I'm like, I'm gonna go eat more. So
me too.
Oh man. Well, Sidney, go ahead.
2-hour drive. As I was to say, if it wasn't a 2-hour drive, I would probably be buying chocolate a lot more often. Just saying.
Oh yeah, that can push little limits.
Yeah.
Luckily, I have a friend who lives in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Oh, right here.
There you go.
Right there.
I can be convinced, that's for sure. Well, Sidney, I know folks can find you at local markets and, of course, on social media. So I want to make sure I give you a chance to shout out where we can find your products and find you. Because if you're going to get Sidney's chocolate, folks, as you're watching, number one, you got to find Renee's Twisted Chocolates. You got to meet Sidney, as you can tell from this time together. Tell us a little bit first, where can we find you? Where can people buy your products?
So you can find us at local markets to purchase products. I'm really trying to integrate more of the online aspect. So utilizing the website for you to be able to make pre-purchases and pick them up at the location is what we really want to strive for next. But primary focus is getting consistent in the markets and just bringing something consistent at the markets as well. But you can find us at Chocolate Structure on our Instagram page. That's where we post new products, new ideas, new concepts. Definitely. If y'all have ideas of new items that y'all grew up with, please shoot them our way. We're always listening. And on Facebook, you can find us at Renee's Twisted Chocolates. That's whenever we post our events that we're going to be at and the different little updates that we have to inform.
Gotcha. We've said this more than once. Your chocolate is a work of art. Your Instagram, I can lose time on easily because it's so... It's the pictures are beautiful, and the process is really what interests me. The little bit of a sneak peek you give us now and then through your pictures there on Instagram. Little bit of a tease. And so, I want to encourage folks find Renee's Twisted Chocolates on Facebook, on Instagram, and of course the website. You saw it come up; it'll come up in just a moment again. And let's support Sidney, guys, because you're doing God's work, my friend. It is fantastic. Your mother would be proud.
I definitely, that hits me. I definitely appreciate that. That means a lot to me.
Excellent. Well, I'm going to ask you on air because I want to put you on the spot. I hope we can revisit with you. You and I have talked about, maybe we could come out and actually do an on-site visit.
I'm definitely down for it.
Awesome, because
Definitely
I'd
down.
love for us, yeah. And Susan, I think we'll definitely make sure you're out for that one because I know you won't let me do that one without you.
No, sir. No.
Yo, I'll make sure that I save a batch for us to put in for that day. So I'll show
Awesome.
y'all the whole process of me baking, to me loading it, to me refining. Sadly, y'all won't see the conversion to conching mode. That takes about 24 hours.
Okay. Well, we'll stay over. So,
I mean, hey, I'm definitely down.
I got a sleeping bag. It's cool.
I got another. I mean, hey, I'm down.
oh man, I tell you, we'll turn on some music and do some dancing. So.
Oh, that's always. You already know. You roll with me, you get the music, no matter what, either the music or I'm singing a cappella. I don't care.
Oh, hey,
We
I love it. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, I know for sure that folks who are watching this episode are going to be excited to know that we'll have a follow-up episode in a few weeks' time, and we'll visit with Sidney Hill, get to see the process, and learn more about Renee's Twisted Chocolate. For now, though, Sidney, thank you so much for visiting with us. I can't tell you how much fun I've had in this conversation. I'm looking forward to spending more time with you.
I definitely appreciate both of y'all for having me. It's been fun. Oh, definitely got to see about the little walkthrough, show y'all a little bit on the back end. And I can't wait for that moment. Y'all are amazing.
Awesome.
I love y'all.
Thank you very much. We love you too. All right. Well, you guys have been watching as we visit with the wonderful Sidney Hill of Renee's Twisted Chocolate. Make sure you check out his Facebook, his Instagram. Go to his website, twistedchocolates.com. And we thank you for watching us here on YouTube. We appreciate you. If you haven't already, click that subscribe button. And also the notification bell so that you know when our episodes land week to week, as well as checking out our social media, Facebook, Instagram. And if you have ideas for future episodes, you can actually write us at our Gmail, which is atasteofthefoodlife@gmail.com. So you can stay in contact with us as well. More importantly, though, on behalf of Susan, Sidney, and myself, don't forget what we always tell you on every episode. You're awesome, you're amazing, and the world's a better place because you are in it. We'll see you next time on A Taste of the Food Life.
See y'all.